Today I'm in the Woodyard. It's a wood splitting day. How about we make some little pieces of wood? Here we go. So I've got a mess back here that I created. This is a bunch of rounds that I cut from a pile of logs that we separated. It came all the way out to here. It was basically a little more than a semi-load of all the small stuff that's like this size that I separated out. And the reason I separated is a lot of this is dry. And I've already been splitting from this pile directly into a trailer and then delivering it. But it's not going as fast as I thought it would. And now that we've got snow and cold and freezing temperatures, it was 11 degrees this morning, I want to get this stuff done and cleaned up. Because my plan is once I get this done and get it all put away and sold, all that good stuff, then we can start on with the big wood. I'll show you that right over here. So here's the big stuff that I separated out. We got the processor just waiting, just itching. And people have been asking me, when are you going to run the processor? Well, very soon. So all this stuff here is going to be wood that'll be good for next year. And it is bigger wood that is not dry at all. It's barkless, most of it. But there's a pretty good sized pile here. And this is all bigger size stuff, as you can see here. It's a little more substantial. It's nice stuff, processor size wood. So we got all this to take care of. Before I do that, I want to get this stuff over here. I'll show you these logs, what I've cut so far and what needs to be cut. Here's what needs to be cut yet from all the small stuff. So you can see here, these are small logs, like real tiny. This one right here, see the size of that? Biggest one is maybe 8 inches. A lot of this kind of stuff here needs to be just cut up. There's Mr. Cat. It needs to be cut up and turned into rounds like this so that we can get it split, because this stuff is so small that running it through the processor it's just a pain, because it doesn't really go down through the chute right. It doesn't hit the knives. Some of it, a lot of it will go through without even getting split, and I want to get it split. So what I've been doing is I've been eating into this pile that I cut, and I've been splitting it and then putting it directly into a trailer and delivering it, and then the wet stuff I've been tossing over here to the side. But it's just not going fast. And now we got this snow, it's just getting messy here, and I want to get this all cleaned up. So what I plan on doing today, starting, is start working on this pile here, splitting it. I'm just going to throw the good stuff off to the side, because then we can use the bucket and push it up against the pile here, scoop it up, and I can just put it back in a bin and get rid of it. The wet stuff I'm going to toss over to this side, over where my bucket is, and just get it out of the way. This is all wet stuff here, but needs to be dried for probably a whole year. So I'm just going to kind of migrate wet stuff, good stuff, and get this stuff done and get this all scooped up and cleaned up here, because I want to get going with the processor and get that wood going for next year now that I got time. A big portion of my deliveries are done for the year now. I'm not saying I won't have any more. I will still have deliveries, but it was nuts there for about 2 months. That's all I did was deliveries every day. Or when I had time, I would do deliveries. But now that I'm pretty much caught up with my main business, my photography business, that I'm pretty much caught up with. Most of my hunting is done. I'm going to do a little bit more, but not much. Now I can get serious about wood production again and getting some stuff done, because that big boy over there needs to make some noise, and all that wood needs to get done. All this wood needs to get done. That wood needs to get done. That needs to get done. The ash that's over there needs to get done. There's more ash here that needs to go in the pile, and that needs to get done. And then around the other side, there's a whole nother big pile that needs to get done. Actually, there's a couple piles. So this is all tree service wood that Bert and Adam got. And then I've got all this white oak back here. This is all white oak, and there's a whole bunch more for me to get, and that's from Jason, from Logger Jason. So I've got work to do. Let's get splitting. I give up. It's not going well. Let me show you some stuff. It just sucks what happened. I split all this. I mean, I cut all this wood, throw it off to the side. All the sawdust was down on the bottom. Well, what happened was Bert needed to get the bucket out of here for a job, and my bucket was buried. They needed the small bucket, and that was buried. It's over there now. But what happened is he turned the whole pile up here, and then it got rained on. All this is frozen together, every single bit of it. So I'm pounding it out with the maul. I should just get the tractor and fluff it again and bang it up and pound it up. About half of the wood is wet. I threw that over there. Not even half is dry. I can tell as I'm splitting it. So I hit a whole bunch of bigger chunks here that were really wet and wet on the inside, not the outside. But what happened was after the rain and the snow, now this is all frozen together. I'm not having fun. I had illusions of grandeur. I was going to just fly through this pile. This is terrible. Don't ever do this. Don't ever fluff your pile with sawdust that gets wet. It's just all frozen solid now. Look at this guy. He's the only happy one here today. I'm not happy. I quit. I'm done. It's one of those days. I'm going home. Good night, Irene.